work. Anyway, hey, I want to read a short quote from a story that appeared on your guys' website today and have you comment on it. This is at standupforreligiousfreedom.com. And it's a story that lawsuits were filed by 43 Catholic institutions in federal court today against the Obama administration under the HHS mandate, and one of them is the University of Notre Dame. And the Notre Dame's president, Father John Jenkins, sent an email to all the university employees to kind of explain about what is going on, which I think was great. And I'm just going to read a portion of this email that went out to the staff. He says, "Let me say very clearly what this lawsuit is not about. It is not about preventing women from having access to contraception, nor even about preventing the government from providing such services. Many of our faculty, staff, and students, both Catholic and non-Catholic, have made conscientious decisions to use contraceptives. As we assert the right to follow our conscience, we respect their right to follow theirs. And we believe that if the government wishes to provide such services, means are available that do not compel religious organizations to serve as its agents." And then this is the best part. "We do not seek to impose our religious beliefs on others. We simply ask that the government not impose its values on the university when those values conflict with our religious teachings." Eric.
Well, the irony is really wonderful here because I see this as sort of the last chapter of a story that began with Barack Obama's visit to Notre Dame back in 2009, right, shortly after he was inaugurated. And we were there. We brought 600 activists out to protest his presence at Notre Dame, a Catholic institution honoring a man who had already, in only a few months in office, shown himself to be the most radically pro-abortion executive that we've ever had in the United States of America. And so we were there protesting and protesting the fact that they were giving him a platform to speak about issues like healthcare and abortion. And he talked there about conscience, freedom of conscience. He promised to respect freedom of conscience. He called on the American people to have an open and honest dialogue about these issues. And many people believed he was sincere. I didn't. I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt, but we had seen nothing, and since then have seen nothing to indicate a real openness on these issues. And in fact, through the HHS mandate, through what appears to be his bald-faced lies to Cardinal Timothy Dolan of New York and other religious leaders, we've seen that President Obama from the beginning was really using Notre Dame to try to give some credibility to his agenda. And now we come almost 3 years later, and here we have Notre Dame having to sue President Obama over this mandate that's being imposed on them. So, shame on Notre Dame for making the bad call back in 2009, but kudos to Notre Dame for having, the guts to do the right thing and speak out against this mandate and how it's going to impact their university. Notre Dame's a good case for talking about this mandate, though, because Barack Obama and Kathleen Sebelius, his HHS secretary, herself a woman with a really shameful pro-abortion record, a self-proclaimed Catholic, they claimed to be making an accommodation back in February for religious employers, saying that they were going to sort of change things around, and now it would be the insurance company that would be paying for the contraceptives and not the employer. We immediately recognized, and I believe that Pro-Life Action League was the very first organization to come out and say so, that this was nothing but a shell game. Here's Sebelius and Obama saying, well, you're not paying for the contraceptives. It's the guy you're paying who's paying for the contraceptives. And that's not going to cut it for someone who really believes that as Christians, we have an obligation to keep our hands out of being involved with any kind of evil. So the accommodation means absolutely, even if it were true, even if it were not a shell game, it doesn't apply to an institution like Notre Dame because they're self-insured. They are the insurer.
Wow.
So to say it's the insurer that's paying for it is absolutely no answer at all to Notre Dame. They are the insurer as well as the employer. So
that's interesting.
It's wonderful that they are pursuing this path along with dozens of other institutions and fighting the HHS mandate in court. And it has to be fought in court. It has to be fought on the editorial pages, but it also has to be fought in the public square.